So I will begin by saying hello to all of my good friends out there. I shall not waste another second of your time this evening. So let's just dive right into today's video. And on that note, I will kick it off with the official hashtag Joyant, with the official hashtag Jubilant. I'm never too busy to throw that in there. Welcome everybody. My name is Doug. I'm with Trade with Doug. And tonight's video, we are going to be talking about a stock. I believe that's a long. Now, I don't know how I'm going to put this because I want to try to make this for entertainment value at least. I want to try to make this sound as attractive as I can. I know the stock that I'm talking about is not your latest hot EV stock or your hottest Bitcoin miner or Bitcoin related stock. It's not your hottest tech stock or marijuana stock. It's CHWY.com. It's a dog stock. That's right, I said it. It's a dog stock. But look, since we've been on this recent run, which I hope you guys got a piece of this because you go all the way back to last week when I was talking about now's the time for us to buy big tech. I hope you did that because the NASDAQ has been straight up ever since. So if this is your first time by, come by regularly for these ideas. And I hope you guys out there that are watching, and I know I like to joke around and make this fun at times, but look, I'm all serious when it comes to making money. I'm here to present you with some great ideas. And the stuff we've talked about lately has been very good, so I appreciate your support. And I look forward to meeting new people and hearing about your trading journey. So let's get back to the puppy dog here. Now, while this goes up, we're in the pursuit of value. I'm somebody that just does not buy breakouts. I'm not into that. That's just not how I do things. I want to try to get maximum value, and I love to look for great stocks with great earnings, great fundamentals that are on pullbacks, and give me a chance to buy on the cheap so we can make these rallies all the way back up. Now, CHWY fits that bill. Again, it's not the most sexiest stock you're out there, but this could be a stock that makes us some money. Now, we can go back and talk about some non-sexy stocks that made us all a lot of money, which I hope you talked about, such as Teradyne. Remember that when we put it on there? Teradyne's gone crazy, T-E-R. We've had Tractor Supply. I mean, God's sakes, Tractor Supply. Tractor Supply. What a that's been one of the best stocks I've traded this whole year. Again, really obscure names that people normally don't hear on social media. But it doesn't have to be. We can make some money on it. Let's talk about this stock, and let's go through a little bit of it one step at a time. Now, I'm going to put CHWY in this growth stock category. Again, that's questionable. Consider when you're thinking of growth stocks, you're thinking of cutting edge, disturbing growth. It's not disturbing growth. It's just for you and little Rover, your little puppy. But still, I put it in there because it's a strong growth stock, strong earnings, quarter after quarter earnings. And if we go back here, we had a really, really nice move up here around to the 120s. Now, I put it in that category because just right here at the early parts of February where this happened, this is where we saw that across-the-board growth stock correction. And we saw a cycle out of money. One thing you guys have to understand is every dog has its day. That's right, I threw that in there on purpose. Every dog has its day, and that's what we saw there is pretty much from around the election time in the United States, November, December, January, and the first part of February, the market was really playing into low-priced stocks, speculative stocks, and high-growth stocks. That's where most of the money was going. So the balance of all money that was traded in the market was moving in that direction. Well, like I said, every dog gets its day. From there, as we started to approach the spring, the thought was we were all going to go back to full opening with coronavirus. The vaccine stats look good, herd immunity, whatever you wanted to see, hospitalizations, deaths down. What happens is money gets pulled from that and moved over to the next because the market's always forward thinking. So it moves over to the next ideas, which are travel companies, infrastructure companies, right? Airlines. And you saw all of those Dow stocks. This is where the Dow went on 19-day green run almost. So you saw that cycle. And remember, that's always going to be that way, guys. Never fall in love with a stock in a specific sector because it will only be hot for a certain period of time. And then money will rotate. It's done that ever since the start of the stock market, and it will do that until we're all off of this earth. So what has happened here is this was part of that selling off down into this area where it finds a home roughly just a shade above 74. So let's put 74 in here. Now also for you new guys and gals, I should say, that are trading stocks, learning technical analysis, one thing that you'll always hear me say is the stock market does not have any randoms. If you're looking at charts, assets don't have randoms. The theory behind charting is prices move from one level to the next, from A to B, from back to B to A to C to D, and back and forth. So when you're looking at 74 and you say, why would it stop at 74? Well, that's back here in this area where this was once a consolidation prior to this making its move to 120, which was its all-time highs. Now that we pulled back down here, we are in a long extended box formation. Now, I talked about this box theory before. I'll give you the quick gist of it. As you're in this box, and normally when we're talking about the box theory, I'm going to do a course on this one day here soon. But it's simple. You just draw a line underneath the nearest low and at the nearest high. And the theory here is if you're just a new trader and you're trying to get on the right side, the theory is the closer you get to the bottom of that floor, right? Let's say it's like the room you're sitting in. The closer you get to the floor, you should be buy-oriented. The closer you get to the ceiling, you should be more sell-oriented. It doesn't always work that way, but more often than not, it does. So you're sitting here right in the middle of that. But at some point, all of these assets will move outside of that range and start working into another range. The other element that we always talk about here is time. The longer something takes to develop, the more powerful the result is. So the longer something goes and tests a longer area of support or resistance, the more, let's say, more violent that move will be, the stronger that will be. So if you go back here, here's where I'm going with that for the sake of not confusing you. This was all the way back at the beginning of March 1st, when it found a low. Now it's tested this several times, but it has defended that level. And now we're all the way over here at April 14th. So we're like 40 trading sessions in, and this thing has established its low right above the 200-day moving average. Now what skews the chart a little bit is they had some earnings, it popped, sold off a little bit, but it seems to be now that we're a week removed from that, it seems like the selling is now over with this. So what we're looking at right here is a chart that has corrected from 120 down to 74, which I don't know what the percentage of that would be, but that's a pretty good percentage. It's down towards the 200-day. It's defended that area at least 4 or 5 times over a 45-day span, and here you sit. So we've solidified a low, but when we go back to the box theory, what we haven't solidified is authority, is strength. And we highlighted this with FUBO, is that the makings of risk is there, where we can now see there's risk, but we're missing one element, and that is the reward part. That is the thrust that comes out of here, moving us higher. Over the last 3 days, you've seen some pretty good structure in this chart, and it looks like, at least if nothing else, it wants to start making its way back up into this area, which I believe is 90s. Somewhere up in this space looks like the next level that this wants to challenge, which was the post-earnings high. So what I want to do now is show you the intraday chart, because I think how this handles itself, the market still, I want to try to move this down so you guys can see it, because I don't know if you, I want to get this over here because I think my, when I re-edit this, I'll fix it. So I'll take my camera. My camera was kind of in the way. Excuse me. Anyway, we talked about this with FUBO. This bounce is really good today. You've got a bunch of higher lows, really strong bounce, ascending wedge, whatever you want to call this. It's a really solid bounce, and the bounce is holding. Now I've got roughly 1.5 hours left before this market closes. And we did this with FUBO, and we said, look, if FUBO keeps selling off, do not buy it. And that was a good idea because it kept going down after that. It's really important that when these stocks defend the area and they have these rally days, that they hold these rallies. You cannot give all of the rally back. That's not a bullish sign. So this is a really good sign. I want to buy this, but it's going to have to hold up here for me in the 85s. It's going to have to hold up in this area. Otherwise, I'm not interested in it right now. I'll have to wait a couple of days. But I think if it holds this level today, 85 is a good starter position, working off the lows and targeting somewhere between 100 and 120. I think once you see this chart lift out of range, it should be a pretty powerful move. So it really depends on how things hold. Now, if you want to see what does that look like, let's take a look at things like I'll run through some of these names real quick, like Pterodine, just to give you guys out there, what does a chart look like? It breaks out of range. Look how many candles. This is what you're thinking CHWY hasn't yet done. So when you're looking at charting, when you see something, you also think, what's the future product look like? This is what it is. It breaks range, it rips. We're seeing NVIDIA do that. I know they got a little boost with their conference and so on, but the same theory. You know, once you break range, you get these strong parabolic moves. Facebook, you break range, you get strong. Oh, that's the right ticker. You get these strong parabolic moves. It breaks range. It starts moving up, and even the NASDAQ does this with the QQQs. You know, they come down here. They hold. As soon as they break that range, like right here, up it goes. And you get these 5, 6, 10 days of binge running. So maybe that's what we're looking at here. That is what we're looking at with CHWY, is if we can get through that range up towards the 90 area, press through that with some volume, you should see a rapid move towards 120. So anyway, guys, that's the deal. I mean, it's straightforward as straightforward can get. I would love to sit here and impress you with some sexy cutting edge stock, but we'll remind each other of how much money we're going to make on old CHWY, right? Who let the dog out? I got to stop doing that. That wasn't even funny. Anyway, guys, I really appreciate your support. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to keep up to date with daily videos that I'll be doing with these stocks, you got a stock you want me to talk about, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Reach out to me. Let me know what you've got. I'd be glad to talk about it. Until the next time, I really appreciate it. Take care. Trade well. See you soon.